We are back with your entrepreneurial weekend wake-up call. It's Mark Haney time. And welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. Every one of us has something special inside. And Mark Haney has a knack for helping us see the greatness we have inside. He is the entrepreneur next door. And this is the Mark Haney Show.
Welcome back to the Mark Haney Show. I'm Mark Haney, and I am back here with Tommy Smith. He is with Kaiser, and I'm also here with Edward Navales. He is a founder and president of 24/7 Medstaff. Tommy, let's start with you. You are bringing Kaiser ideas, Kaiser good stuff from Kaiser to the show today. Talk to us about what you're doing, Tommy.
Sure. So I'm with Kaiser Permanente's National Supplier Diversity Program. I'm out of our national office in Oakland, and of course, Kaiser Permanente, we're big part of the community here in Sacramento.
You bet.
And, we've always provided high quality, affordable health care here in Sacramento. But we realize that in order to really drive community health, we have to leverage all of our assets. So it's the ways that we build, it's the ways that we buy, and it's the ways that we hire.
Okay.
So I'm part of that buy part. I work in the supply chain. We've got about $2 billion to spend with minority, women, veteran-owned businesses across the country. Well, how do we leverage that spend in such a way that it helps promote health?
Okay.
Now, here's the weird connection is that some of the main determinants of health aren't diabetes or hypertension. It's income.
Right.
It's access to food. It's being able to exercise. It's your environment. And those are things that don't get taken care of in a clinic.
Okay.
Or in a clinical setting. So if Kaiser Permanente really wants to generate health and be a producer of health, we have to look at all the ways that we operate, all of our assets to make sure that we're promoting health.
Right.
So we're here today to talk about the Inner City Capital Connections program. Okay, and what that is, it's kind of like an MBA on steroids.
Okay.
And so it's run by a nonprofit organization out of Boston called the Initiative for a Competitive Inner City. Now, there's a lot of I's and a lot of C's, so everyone try to keep up with me. But ICCC runs the Initiative for a Competitive, or the, see, I messed up. ICCC runs the ICCC, which is the Inner City Capital Connections program. And so they leverage, professors from Harvard Business School, from Tuck Business School at Dartmouth, from the Kellogg School in Northwestern, and they bring them into a community where they teach small businesses about entrepreneurial finance. They teach about talent management. They teach them about capital access, all those kind of business school qualities, it provides coaching. So we bring in bankers and consultants to come in and actually coach with the businesses. And there's connections where, they're able to network amongst those businesses. All of this leading to what's called a kinder, gentler Shark Tank.
Okay.
And so that those businesses who participate in the program can go out to, this year it's going to be in Boston, and they can actually pitch for capital. And when they pitch, they know what type of capital they're looking for. They know, okay, here's the difference between a bank, between a CDFI, between a venture capital. I know ROI, and I know what these things or these folks are going to ask for, and I know how to pitch my business.
I love it, bringing basic business knowledge to these entrepreneurs. Now, you brought along with you a guy named Edward Navales. He is an entrepreneur. What made you want to bring Edward on the show today? What's so special about Edward?
So Edward we done this in Oakland last year, in Los Angeles. So Edward participated in the Oakland cohort where we had 100 businesses in the East Bay participate in this program. He was one of the graduates, and he was actually based here in Sacramento.
Okay.
And so when we came to Sacramento, so okay, Sacramento's our next site, and we would love to have some graduates from the program give testimonials. Edward raised his hand.
Aha.
He said, wherever you want me to go. I was in
Put
Chicago
me in, Coach.
last week. Absolutely.
All right, Edward, let's get to know you a little bit. You're
Thank
the
you.
founder and CEO of 24/7 Medstaff. Talk to us about your entrepreneurial journey. That's what this show is all about, is entrepreneurship.
That's right. No, I was an ex-corporate guy, management consultant, fell in love with healthcare on one of my first engagements, coincidentally, at Kaiser.
Okay.
I was an IBM guy and doing consulting and doing that whole plane rides, trains, and all that stuff. And fell in love with healthcare and decided I was really more of a small business guy, kind of going back to my family roots. And my grandfather having a small business and feeding the family, that whole thing, just grassroots stuff, really good stuff. And so I decided, hey, I was going to take a leap of faith. And for me, it was a little divine at the same time, right? And I started 24/7 Medstaff, what we call 24/7 Medstaff today, about going on 10 years ago. Bootstrapped it, SBA loan, all that stuff.
What do you guys do? What's 24/7 do?
So we are a medical staffing company,
Okay.
acute care, hospitals, long-term care, such as nursing homes, as well as pediatric home health. We take care of special needs children. We take care of them at home. We take them to school. And that's really the core of what we do.
So you went through the accelerator program with Kaiser. Talk to us about what that felt like. Was it helpful? How did it change your life?
It was eye-opening. It was awakening. I've been through a graduate program in business, and being able to step away from the throes of the everyday business and refocus, re-energize. For us, and for a lot of companies, it's access to capital, right? What keeps you up as an entrepreneur at night? It's cash flow and capital.
You bet.
And your team. At least for me, it is. And so I went to this one-day program, kickoff program in Oakland, took one of my key managers. We were able to step away. We kept on running outside. We're like, wow, this is really good stuff. What are we going to do with this, right?
Yeah.
So we took away like two things. And it was really kind of difficult because we decided that we were actually going to fire some of our current customers. Like, as a small business, you're trying to add as many customers. You'll take any and all customers.
And at the training, they were talking about firing your customers. Is that right?
Well, they're talking about your more profitable customers, right?
Keep
Your
the more profitable ones and let the ones that are the time suck go.
Right. And so I was thinking, right, hey, my team has all this angst about certain clients, but they're not able to focus on the ones that are producing for us, right? The more profitable ones, right?
Yeah.
So by that, we were able to push more to the bottom line. Now we're offering a match on our 401. I never thought in my wildest dreams as an entrepreneur, I'd be able to have a 401 and match for my team members.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. So let's talk about that a little bit. When an entrepreneur succeeds, when he begins or she begins to have some success, it throws off opportunity, right? Opportunity, I say, for my family, my friends, my community. For me, my friends, that's my teammates. Besides the 401k, how is it changing the life of your team?
They're more productive. They're happier. They feel like they're accomplishing. We're moving the company forward. Look, when we went into the ICCC program, we were about 80, 85 employee base. Yeah. Now we're pushing 130.
Wow, incredible.
And so
Tommy, okay, so you two are experienced in this realm of building businesses. You are at the corporate level, Tommy, but we've been talking today a little bit about building a brand, right? And we all know Kaiser has this mantra, if you will, or tagline, thrive. Talk to us about building the brand for Kaiser and how strong of a brand you guys have built, and then how is this acceleration program catching speed or becoming contagious? How are you getting known?
Sure. Kaiser Permanente, our brand is Thrive, and we want to be partners in total health. And for us, total health means thriving in mind, body, and spirit. That means it's beyond clinical care. And so it's like folks like Edward who are creating employment, so that, it's for one thing for us to tell folks to eat your vegetables, to exercise, but, if you don't have employment where you can afford to join a gym, or be able to go to a grocery store because you live in a food desert, or to be able to have access to health care, then all that we do and all that we say won't really help. So our Thrive brand is really supported by our total health strategy, and total health means that we're helping businesses thrive, we're helping communities thrive through beyond just the care we can provide in our four walls.
Yeah, incredible. So building your brand, it's 24/7 Medstaff. You've got to 130 employees. That couldn't have been easy. Talk to us about the process of getting yourself known and the marketing and branding side of building 24/7.
It's a great question. You go through a graduate program, you learn all these great things, you go into either corporate or small business, and you kind of forget it all. I step into the ICCC, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
I remember all this stuff. How am I using it? I'm not. I'm really not. The ICCC had weekly webinars on things like digital marketing. Like, you know what? I was kind of an IT strat guy at IBM and Accenture. This whole wave has passed me by. How do I do it? They're like, here's what you do. Jump off the call, go call someone who can help me do that. I learned about things that I could put into practice in 10 minutes, in 30 minutes. Amazing.
Well, okay, so what would you say
Transformational
to
for us
somebody- Yeah,
as a
I mean,
small business.
obviously it's made a huge difference for you, Edward. But like, what would you say to somebody who's thinking about how to get involved? I mean, what would your advice be to a small business person that says, "Hey, you know what? I want to get involved in that. It sounds like it's pretty game changing." What would you say?
I would say, look, this doesn't cost you a single dime except your time. And if you walk away with 1 nugget, 2 nuggets, or more, you're better off. But you've got to do something with it, right? That's what it's all about.
All right, we only have a minute left. Tommy, talk to us about how to get involved. If somebody's listening, or if I run into somebody in my travels of entrepreneurship, how do I get them over to you? What's the best way to get involved?
You know, because there's lots of I's, lots of C's, there's lots of different paths. I always tell folks, just Google ICCC Sacramento.
Okay.
That'll take you directly to the website where you can learn more about the program, and you can apply, or you can nominate a business. If you know a business that you think would benefit from this, send them there.
Do they need to be medical oriented
No,
like this?
no,
Like
they need to be in Sacramento County.
Okay.
And what they really need to be is no startups, because there's lots of different avenues for startups. So we're looking for businesses beyond the startup concept, at least 2 years in business, roughly $500,000 in revenue or more, although we can look at exceptions. But the real key ingredient is that the entrepreneur is looking to grow that business.
Get them over the hump. A lot of times we think about all the startups trying to raise money. I always think raise money from our customers, and then a lot of times we run into that I call it the trough of sorrow, where it's just getting over the hump. And you get someone like Kaiser and the ICCI program, get you over that hump, and now you're thriving. 130 employees already. Okay, last thought here, Edward. Just like, where does your business go from here? Where are you going to take this thing? What's it look like 5-10 years down the road?
I'm going to take this baby national.
Nice. Love it. All with the help of Kaiser, some hard work, some teammates. Love it. Stick around, because Marcus and I, we're going to have someone else coming on the show. Leah Bailey, Managing Director of the California Craft Beers Association, coming up after the break. I am the Entrepreneur Next Door, and this is the Mark Haney Show.